Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Kitex Garments Limited, the Q2FY25 result. Okay. So first of all, let us understand what does Kitex Garment do? Okay. Kitex Garment जो है mainly बनाते हैं children's clothes, especially this cotton wear that is there for children's. Okay. From age 0 to 24 months. This is where their primary category lies, and almost 60 to 70% of their revenue comes from exports, and the 30 to 40% comes from domestic. Now since this is an update, Q2FY25 का update है, I will mainly concentrate on what has happened in this quarter. So if you guys want to understand Kitex Garments, what is the opportunity, what is the business model, what are the changes that are happening in the business, I would recommend you to go and watch the Kitex Garments Q1FY25 ka video. You can just go to my YouTube channel, business analysis playlist, and you'll find Kitex Garments over there. Okay, so first over here Q2FY25, if we have to talk, we need to connect the dots from Q1FY25, because here what we're doing is we're tracking the result, right? So if you look at Q1FY25, right, somebody is shooting that gun, that Diwali ka gun. Some kid is out there. I feel so bad. I want to do it with him. But anyways, Q1FY25, if you have to talk about it, right, there were multiple things that were happening, right? Like a lot of changes were happening around the business. The first and the most prominent part was the company coming out and giving guidance. Because if you look at FY24, FY25 ko pura saal ka revenue tha 617 crore. And they were targeting that they came out with a guidance telling that in FY25, in this pura saal, we are going to clock a revenue of 1000 crore. So that is literally a 60% ka growth engine, right? And not only that, they had mentioned as to like every quarter what is the run rate they were going to achieve. And as of Q2, the guidance for Q2 was 225 crores of sales growth to be achieved. Okay, and if you look, they have exactly done, they have walked the talk, right? That is point number one. Sales growth has been 218 crore. Now talking about the exact Q2FY25 numbers, revenue is up 70% on a year-on-year basis, and QOQ bhi agar aap dekhte ho, the revenue has grown by 12%. Agar aap PAT dekhte ho, PAT has grown from 7 crore in the last quarter to 36 crore this quarter, right? So of course immense operating leverage we have. Not just that, if you see, even on a QOQ basis also, if you see that the PAT that is there has grown by around 33% in that range. Okay, so overall a great set of numbers, right? You will see that the first and the most important parameter from last quarter to this quarter that we had to track, right, was in terms of guidance, was in terms of sales growth, your operating leverage, aapka EPS ka growth. So all in all, that goes for a check. Point number one is cleared. The most important thing, yahan pe you will see the entire business ka change. There has been a shift in terms of business, is because the tailwinds that is there for the entire garment industry in India, or the textile industry as you call it, there has been a big push. And that push came from where people were migrating from Bangladesh and China to India. Now, has there been any terms of headwinds over there? Is the plan still intact? Is the demand still intact? And if you look at the latest press release or the management commentary that you see, the demand that is there, it still continues to be strong, and even the management has clearly mentioned कि like because of all this, यहाँ पे बांग्लादेश में जो भी था ये companies manufacture कर रहा था, they're leaving that and they're migrating to India. That is where a huge push has come, not just for Kitex Garment, but almost all of the textile industry that is there in India. ठीक है, so वहाँ पर भी no problem. The third most important thing what was happening over here, यहाँ पे capex हो रहा था, right? Because as of now, the current plan that they have, they can cater to probably this year का revenue, but going forward, whatever the revenue that they have to achieve, that comes from the other capex that they were doing, right? So उनका एक बड़ा सा capex चल रहा है in Telangana, right? So again, I've covered all of this in detail in the other Kitex का video. So over there, what had happened was, these people, as of now, they had one plant in Kerala, and there they were manufacturing around 4.68 lakh pieces or units per day. You can tell. Now they had a plan going forward कि like हम लोग Telangana में we are putting up a huge facility where because of this the total capacity of our plant or total capacity of our company can go up to 10.68 lakh pieces per day. Now with this capacity क्या होगा, when it's at full production, like absolutely full production, 100% utilization, we can go up to 5,000 crores of revenue we can target. Okay, not just this, they had given a plan कि उनका ये जो Telangana जो में plant है, it will happen in two phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is supposed to happen in December 24 of this year, and phase 2 होगा अगला December में 25. And subsequently at every phase they are going to add 12,500 and 12,500 employees. And because of this, because of the capex that they're doing, right, they can target a volume growth, right? Because if you are increasing the number of products that you're डूइंग, आप मैन्युफैक्चर ज़्यादा कर रहे हो, आपका क्या वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ आएगा, सो आप 4.68 लाख से 10.68 लाख में जा रहे हो, ठीक है. इवन हियर ऑल्सो इफ यू सी दे हैव डन एग्जैक्टली दैट. द मैनेजमेंट हैज रीअफर्म्ड कि लाइक उनका जो केपेक्स जो है जो हो रहा है, इट इज गोइंग एग्जैक्टली ऑन ट्रैक एंड यू विल सी इट बीइंग ऑपरेशनल. द phase 1 will be done in December 2025 and the phase 2 will be happening in the next year, that is in 2026, right? FY25-26 उस टाइम में होगा, ठीक है. That is also there, they're on track to achieve it, there is no problem over here, ठीक है. And as mentioned, they mentioned उनका total target जो है उनका from both of this plant and the Kerala ka plant, they can target a revenue of 5,000 crore, which is roughly like 0.5 billion, right? They can do that. And if with this they can merge, unka aur ek subsidiary hai, which is Kitex ka children's wear jo hai, if they can merge this, they can take up the revenue around 7,500 crore also. So all in all of the things that they have mentioned in Q1 FY25, you will see that the management has executed it, everything, right? So now the next target is for Q3. Q3 mein we have to see that all of these things, one, we have to see if the plant that is there, it is getting operationalized or not, the phase 1, and Q3 may they have to clock around 280 crores in revenue, and we'll have to see as like what is the operating leverage also they are going to get, keeping the same valuation metrics as last time. If you take the Q1 ka numbers, right, Q1 ka PAT ka numbers, and you extrapolate it into 4 quarters. Why am I taking Q1? Because see, even though Q2 will be better, Q3 is going to be even better than Q2, and Q4 even better than all the 3 quarters. And of course, if the revenue is increasing, you have to get a certain amount of operating leverage also. They've been able to do that for the last 2 quarters. But in spite of that, I'm just going to be very conservative and take Q1 ka PAT only, like 27 into 4, whatever they've clocked in 27 crores in Q1, and if you multiply into 4 divided by the market cap divided by your PAT, if you take, you will see that the 1 year forward P can lie between 35 to 40. Now this is a very, very conservative estimate, although in Q2 the PAT has grown by 30%, right? Like 27 plus 37 agar main karu is 64. Now let's say they're doing around 120 crore of PAT, and the market cap is around what, 4078, right? So 4078 divided by 120 is around 33.9, 34 का P 1 year forward P आता है, right? Which I think it is, they would be, I think they will even execute more than this, hopefully, that is the thing. But overall, a great set of numbers by Kitex government, right? Like literally, like whatever the management has told, they've literally walked the talk. And I also mentioned in the last video, right, the guidance over here, since ये लोग इतना चिल्ला के बोल रहे कि like हम 1000 crore करके ही दिखाएंगे, if that guidance has not been achieved, if they don't do that, then it becomes very, very tough for this, for the business over here, because guidance is like a double-edged sword. If you overdo it, if you under promise and over deliver it, you will be rewarded over there. But at the same time, you have promised so much that you will do, you have evoked, like आपने कोई expectations यहाँ पे रखा है ना, even in spite of it आपने little bit थोड़ा 5-10% भी यहाँ पे miss कर दिया, let's say if your target for Kitex was 225 crore, and if they did somewhere around 180 crore, right, and not exactly done what they have mentioned, then there is no spare, there is no forgiveness over here. But luckily it has been on the good end, they have done walk the talk and everything. Overall, great set of numbers, fab set of numbers. Hopefully they will be able to deliver, whatever they mentioned going forward in Q3 and Q4. And the management, if you look at the press release that they have given, it looks like they're very confident, at least the kind of the choice of words they have done, it looks very confident that it is not something they're targeting just for this year, but going forward, even for the coming year, the capex that they're doing should sustain them, should sustain the growth for the upcoming years also. Now the only thing that you can pray for is, the management continues to execute, and the most important over here is, there is no any kind of headwinds in terms of demand, because that is very, very important, so that the management can continue to execute over here. So overall, a great set of numbers. Again, if you want to understand the entire business model, you want to understand how the ROE is going to improve, how is the capex going to be funded from X to Y to A to Z, if you want to understand, just head to my YouTube channel, Kitex Garments. Q1 FY25 का रिजल्ट आप देख सकते हो, and with that I've covered the entire model, entire changes that are happening in the business, and what is the opportunity that lies with this business. So that's it for Kitex Garments, and see you again in another video.